Hey everyone, we got a new world record in Duplexity, beating it in only 12 hits. And shout out to Supreme Dream for doing the hits, not only letting us show them, but letting us do a hit ourselves. They've been one of the top 25-man teams for DX, and let's check it out. Now we did have Melon Bombers in this op, so a little easier in that sense. First we got Chef up on Harmony, taking bullet all melons. And it's a pretty beefy Harmony. We got full shields, just missing a few rockets towards the bottom. And let's see what he did. Taking bullet on this side, just one smoke to kind of keep him up front. Then a bunch of melons, bullets taunting everything. He's smart about this smoke, because we don't want any melons to die. But after clearing a bit, can go on flare left. The tough part about Harmony is just getting these back shields. So usually you farm a bunch of cells here, get more GBE. And just cool watching those melons in action. He got a bunch of critters out, bullets distracting most stuff. And once he got enough GBE, clearing some mines on this side. And then this walk's pretty cool. He's got to go around that micro. Shocking it just once. And you can do this with a boom surprise or hot pot, but going straight on it, and everyone's like on that exact same spot. He is gonna flare that shield now, one pretty far away. And all he has to do is shock those few rockets. Then you can see those melons in action. He doesn't even have to flare next since melons do so much splash. Just keep on shocking this left side. And those melons just wrecking everything, even the boom surprises. And all he has to do, flare that last shield. And now just a course left. Chef also finished Harmony, using looks like 6 Zooks and Brick, along with 2 melons. I've seen some people do melons first, clearing the left core, but he just went for it, 6 Zooks and rushing first. Got them going, looks like perfect smokes. And this rush is pretty cool too. Just a ton of rockets to deal with. He's flaring that core, critters and a bunch of shocks. Looks like he threw 4 of them. And just enough to take it down. Down goes that core. All he has to do now, a couple melons on the left side. This Harmony did have around 1100 building health. And here it ain't easy either. Got that super mortar range, this rocket, laser beam, and boom cannon. So even though he lost a few melons, all he needs is just a few to take down the core. And again, just fun watching them shoot. A few more seconds and the core goes down. So that's Harmony in 2 hits. Next we got SC619 on Jawline, taking Sparky, a few Zooks, and melons. In this one, there's no shields, which normally there are, and looks like around 700 BH, but still a lot of rockets all over the place. Looks like he wants to do a few hacks first, and Sparky's just great at pinpointing a few annoying rockets. Got this one down. And there's a few more on this side. Got that second hack going. There's Sparky barely alive. But he got those 3 hacks. And then a few Zooks on the right side. Because these rockets are also annoying. Sometimes you can hack them, but just 2 boats of Zooks can get the job done. Flaring kind of in the corner outside this mortar range. And then it's just 1 shock, kill the 2 rockets. All he's got left is just melons, clear a bunch. The Scrappler looks like he doesn't really have to worry about. Basically, he's going to outrange everything besides those boom cannons. And that's why melons are just so strong. All that splash damage, you can clear a ton of the base. Then barding down this shock blaster. And great hit by SC. Finishing Jawline is gonna be Chef again, taking Melons and Kavan. Then just going everyone from the middle. Don't think he has Troop Health, so kind of ouch, losing a few to mines. But that's why on Jawline finishes, I like taking Kavan, just bringing everyone back. And normally you clear these rockets, but since there's no shields, he can just shock them. And a pretty easy finish, because Melon's on the cores, getting it down. So already 2 DX spaces down in 2 hits each. Now a few Forlorn Hope. We got Boomtown with Scorchers, Melons, and Bullet. And I think at this point we've seen all 4 heroes, so even at the highest ops, you can see a lot of variety. Except maybe the one thing about this op, almost every hit has Melons. Just showing how strong they are. This Boomtown has shields on both sides, so starting with the left. And this is a fun opening hit because you can just flare that middle shield and the Melons just do their thing. Like all of them flying around, killing everything like around the same time. Once the shields are down, he can flare up. And it's just farming a bit more GBE because he wants to go all the way up on the right side. One flare back, and then just a bunch of smokes up there. And I don't think many people use the Engraver this op, especially after that nerf. It's not as strong anymore. Like you can't have rockets doing 0 damage to troops. He's just clearing a bunch of buildings, especially these rockets. And maybe even getting some good damage on the right shields. A few Melons still alive. That hop out is going to be annoying, so let's see if he's going to get it. And just a shock or two gets it down. And way later we did have that Boomtown finish, Bullet Melons. Let's see, he might go from the right side, so taking a cool little path. When you've been doing ops, especially Forlorn Hope bases for years, you know paths where it looks like you can hit mines, but you can avoid all of them. Just getting that pixel perfect flare. And again, kind of the same thing here. Right in between all those mines. And once Bullet's up there, just gotta shock those shock launchers, and the Melons just do their thing. Can flare once on the left, even though there's a bunch of rockets, few smokes, and it's almost like a Melon rush. And that's Boomtown in just 2 hits. We got Chef again on Titan, going Bullet all Zooks, and looks like a pretty standard Titan, 1100 building health, taking Zooks like along the middle side, and I think I remember a really cool kind of rush, because he's going super far in the back, you can't even see the Zooks, and first flaring that left machine gun, then taking Bullet all the way on the right side. So that way, I think it's just a one-shock rush. Shocking the left machine guns and the core, and it looks like there's no Zooks left, but they're right there, still hitting the core. And all he's got to do is shock that left machine gun, and Titan goes down. With like invisible Zooks, all standing in just one tile. And the last Forlorn Hope base was also a solo. Got Wilder on Chimera. Also taking Bullet all Zooks. This one with a bunch of rockets on the right side. And a lot of building health. 1700 BH. And the craziest part is no engravings. I think till now we saw no one use an engraver just yet. Farming a ton of GB over here. But especially with that engraver nerf, some bases that they've been killing either way, You don't need to waste 2 powders on a bit more boost. You can take it down even without it. Got him going towards the left side. And now just flaring all the Zooks over here. Trying to get Bullet up front so he can shock him. Because once he's shocked, brings the Zooks on the back. And may not be the best spread, but as long as most rockets see only Bullet. He's just shocking the left critter launcher and these flanking rockets. But as long as Bullet's up there, core should go down. And now just 2 bases left. First we got Trinity, then we got JR going with Sparky all Zooks. First sighting of that engraver, Sabotage, 31%. So that just means that this building health statue is not 1,000 building health, it's more like 700. Going with Sparky over here, looking like a few hacks. Just outside the range of that Simo. Knowing he's gonna shock it. And once these rockets are going down, all you gotta do is put a few Zooks on the right side. He's trying to be a bit slow with them because if you do it too fast, then that rocket might shoot. And looks like almost no Zooks, but it's like they're all standing on one spot. And then clearing mines for the next hit. Usually we like barding down this Simo, because you see its range, it covers the whole left side. These other Simos have a bit of coverage, but not nearly as bad. But the rest of the hit, just clearing the right core. Trinity looks kind of easy, but still if you make just one mistake and all your Zooks die, it really costs you. But there's first hit on Trinity. And we have JR also finishing it off. 7 Zooks, Sparky, and 1 Melon. And this core is almost down, just a little bit of shield left. Going with Zooks on the left side. Looks like taking 1 Melon and Sparky. Getting a shock going on that Simo microwave. And that Melon is really just to reach across, get that Simo down. And if he has that GBE, keep on shocking those Simos. The Melons can sometimes be annoying because you see they have like a lot of space between them and Zooks. So sometimes that happens, but not much you can do about it. So that Melon also getting rid of that mortar, or just about. And all the while just doing 1 Zook on the right side. You kind of have to calc perfect damage where is 1 Zook gonna be enough? And in this case, looks like it might be. And then really the rest of the hit is just snapping both cores. Looks like they might die around the same time. Shields are popping, left core goes down, and then just a few more seconds for the right one. Sometimes you have hits where you just leave a bare minimum on the right, but looks like it's just enough. And that's Trinity down in just 2 hits. So far we had 4 bases down in 2 hits each, and 2 solos. And now just 1 more base it all comes down to, Motherboard. Got us going, and we're not good enough to go without the engraver, so we got it going with Sabotage, 35%. Having kind of like a crab lineup. And it's kind of a tough motherboard, that's why we did like 19 sabos on it. And with the engraver, it's not 1600 building health, it's more like 1000. And first we're flaring Bullet to the right side, because that way we get kind of all these Simos, Shock Blaster taunted. And there's a lot of Doom Cannons up front, so kind of have to be fast with the drop. 1 critter with that Simo, then a few smokes. So right as a flare expires, we can drop the other troops. And if that smoke's almost done, he's gonna be taunting. 1 shock over here, Scorcher, a few melons, 1 mech. And kind of melons all throughout. We know this mech is shocking that Doom Cannon, so this one needs 1 more shock. And don't have to worry about the right Simos, because they're also being taunted. We had a critter cost reduction tribe, so can throw them a bunch. Scorcher distracting those rockets. And even with troop health statues, they die pretty fast. So then gotta shock these left rockets. But now want to save GB, so using a few smokes. Let's bring everyone to the right side. And now the main threat is just that laser beam. So kind of watching its range and its left rocket. But just melons doing their thing, crazy amounts of splash damage. And even those few mechs putting in some work. Keep on doing critters on that side. And just watching those melons shoot. Really want to get that laser down, see if we can. But I think at this point, hardly any GBE, so got a bit of damage, but it's still going. So now it all comes down to GK for that final hit. And kind of surprised he used that other engraving, that you get more GBE for every destroyed building. But doing one troop held, bullet, all melons. And let's see it in action. So we have missing shields on the left side, but still not an easy hit. You have rockets on the left and the far right, still a laser beam and a bunch of flames, machine guns. So he's just grouping all the melons together, flaring somewhere in the middle. And melons spread quite a bit, so doing a few smokes. And all those melons are going to shoot at once. But right as bullet comes out, he shocks at rocket because he knows he's looking at bombers. And good timing maybe on that shock launcher. Almost one-shot the melons, but just enough. And the cool thing is he doesn't have to worry about that laser, because the first thing it locks onto, it stays like that. So just as these guys are going, he knows exactly what to art. A bit unlucky with that SL, but they're still hitting the shields, that bottom core. And also out of range of that rocket. Those melons just doing their thing, splash damage everywhere. And now just a perfect timing, flooding that top core. And it got real close. Just a few melons left, shocking this bottom stuff. And really it just barely goes down. Motherboard 350 down in 2 hits. And that's how we got the world record. 12 hits, 19 sabos. And don't know if it's ever going to get beat next. I think it's been at 13 for a long time, and we'll see when the next one is. But big shout out to Supreme Dream for making it happen. Killing DX at 100% rate. But that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.